Hello, I'm Eleanor Harvey, the senior curator at the Smithsonian American Art Museum, and I organized the exhibition, The Civil War and American Art. This podcast concerns 6 paintings that are in the Smithsonian American Art Museum's permanent collection. The Civil War is a gigantic topic, and I chose to focus on one particular aspect, to try to answer the question that in the middle of the war, between 1861 and 1865, when often you didn't know how the war was going, who was winning, what would happen next, what exactly do you paint? History painting comes after the fact, cavalry charges, generals on horseback, but during the middle of the war, it was hard to sort out what was going on. The telegraph meant that you got daily reports from the battlefield. Photography, which was a brand new medium, meant that for the first time, Americans saw pictures of dead soldiers strewn across the landscapes of Antietam and Gettysburg. The immediacy of that information, both visual and intellectual, meant that this war was not one that could be romanticized easily. And so artists had to look elsewhere in order to engage with the war while it was underway. So for this exhibition, I chose to focus on the way that genre painters looked to the human cost of the war, with soldiers and African Americans striving to find a future in the wake of the horrors of war. But most of all, I wanted to focus on the landscape painters. Often we don't think of them as having anything to do with the Civil War. They didn't paint battlefields, they didn't paint soldiers, but what they did epitomized the emotional roller coaster of the mood of the nation at the time. Because when people talked about the war, when they wrote about it, whether it was in sermons or poems, newspaper editorials, political speeches, or in diaries and letters, the terms they used to describe how they were feeling were couched in the landscape and in the weather. As a result, storms raged, floods rose, volcanoes erupted, comets and auroras split the skies, and it was as though the world as we knew it was coming apart at the seams. It is this rich vocabulary of destruction and emotion that the landscape painters picked up on, and their works become the emotional barometer for the mood of the nation.